So, in 2022, we got more than 90 clips of development and gameplay that gave us an unprecedented look behind the scenes of Rockstar's most anticipated title, which is GTA 6. Among all the footage, one of the most fascinating aspects was the characters that we saw in there. There were quite a few interesting characters other than Lucia and Jason that we are going to go over in this video. And huge thanks to the creators of the GTA 6 document, I was able to create this video based on the information they have gathered and organized. So let's begin with our main protagonists, Lucia and Jason. We don't know much about them, however their story is likely based on the Bonnie and Clyde style criminal duo. We know that Lucia will be imprisoned at some point of the story and she will have an ankle monitor. As it also was seen from the trailer, it seems like Lucia plays a role of a leader in their duo and Jason is just following her. His bond with Lucia appears central in the story and it will be fascinating to see how the relationship evolves throughout the game. Now let's move to the characters that we saw in the leaks. First one is Dre. Dre is a key secondary character and the friend of someone named Booby. He appears to act as a middleman in the story, introducing Jason and Lucia to others. According to a leaked dialogue, Dre gets in touch with a couple of artists, possibly tying into the in-game music scene or missions related to the criminal underground. He seems like an interesting character and he might serve as one of the crew members or quest givers throughout the game. Then we have Sam, which is a less known character from the leaks. He's seen having a dispute with his partner at a nightclub, which is possibly setting up a mission or a side story. He also seems to be close to Dre and his nightlife ties could open up interactions in clubs or bars, perhaps hinting at GTA 6's dynamic social environment, and especially at a lot of missions that are going to happen in the clubs. And now let's move to my most liked character from the leaks, which is Wyman. Wyman is one of the most visually memorable characters. He has a distinct look, wearing a red headband and rugged features. One of his known lines from the leak is "break out of the fucking cage," that gives off serious rebel or anti-establishment energy. And he's quite a funny guy because he believes Jay Norris is still alive. Personally, I would really love to see him in the game and I hope that we actually have a lot of missions connected to him, and there is also a possibility that he'll be tied to a more rural off-grid part of the map. Then we have a character by the name of Tid. He seems to be a DJ at a nightclub and a close friend of Dre, but from the leaked interactions, things aren't going well for him. He gets into hot water for insulting Dre after not receiving drinks. Dre snaps back, saying that's why nobody likes Tid and considers firing him. So this could mean that Tid plays a minor role in a mission where you have to handle a nightclub dispute or possibly bail him out of trouble. He also helps to illustrate the social web of characters connected to Dre, and those events are probably happening in the early part of the game when we are just being introduced to things. Then we had a character named Billy. His name showed up on a screen for a few seconds and it was set as a new contact. There is no visual appearance yet, but he is supposedly another one of Dre's connections. Based on that, he could be a mission giver or someone involved in introducing players to new game mechanics, especially during the early or mid game. We also know that there will be a character named Kai. Kai's identity remains a mystery. We've seen the name pop up in the leaks, but no dialogue or scenes give away his exact purpose. My guess is that he'll be a part of a criminal group, or maybe a Dre's friend. Then we have Iris. Iris is a mysterious character linked to something called Iris Laundry. This could be a legitimate business, like a laundromat, or more likely a criminal enterprise used for money laundering. Iris may be tied into some blackmail events mentioned in the leaks, which could imply she's involved in more serious storylines. We also have the character named Chester, and in the leaks he was connected to Chester's music and appears to be involved in the storyline before and after a blackmail event. We don't know whether Chester is a target of the blackmail or part of the scheme, but his arc might dive into the criminal manipulation of artists, musicians or producers in Vice City's underbelly. We also have Dale, which is supposedly runs a shopwell, possibly a convenience store or a general goods spot. At the moment, we don't know much about him, but he might be part of minor side missions or random world events, maybe even a robbery target in a dynamic world system. Then there is the character named Zach. He appears in the leaked files but without a defined role. I believe that he may have ties to the Jack of Hearts DJ or even be part of the same underground faction. We also saw a character named RB Shaw, which is listed as another new contact. With so many connections leading back to Dre, it's likely RB Shaw is either a fixer, informant, or part of a larger organization. But obviously Dre is a big part of our storyline. We also have a character named Danny. He's not directly seen in the footage, but he is mentioned in the context of limit before post blackmail event, similar to Chester. Finally, this is a big one for lore fans. We have Jay Norris, the founder of Live Invader from GTA 5, which was mentioned in 2022 leaks by Wyman. His inclusion confirms that GTA 6 takes place in the same HD universe. Obviously, we won't have Jay Norris alive in GTA 6 because he is dead, but at the very least he was mentioned by Wyman. We also heard about the other characters like Booby, Vicky and Shanice. Some of these names are only mentioned in NPC's dialogue, but there is a speculation that Shanice could be one of the background characters in Trailer 1. So in conclusion, while much of GTA 6 remains under wraps, the 2022 leaks gave us a sneak peek at the characters who will shape its world. There is clearly a complex web of relationships, conflicts and criminal opportunity waiting to be explored, and as I understand, Dre is the character that is going to play a very big part in the story. And this is what we know so far. Rockstar is likely holding back dozens more characters for future trailers and the full release, so until then stay tuned and keep your eyes open for more leaks, hints or official updates. If you enjoyed this video, like, subscribe and leave a comment, and I hope to see you in the next one.